Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. I'm coming to Radley Valentine's Angel Tarot card deck for a message for us all today. We have the Sirius Gateway opening this evening, and that is when Sirius becomes in alignment with our sun, and the light of Sirius then enters our sun, and the light particles from Sirius that hold all divine intelligence start to enter Earth, so we start to absorb that energy. Sirius in Egyptian times, in ancient Egyptian times, was Isis, seen as the goddess Isis, and the shaman sees Sirius as a gateway for our souls to go through to enter heaven, and also a gateway of the gods entering earth. So beautiful time to sit and absorb these light codes and upgrades that are entering earth at this time. It's uplifting and upgrading our chakras, taken away now any armoring from the true authentic blueprint of our chakra, from the template of our chakra. We've armored our chakras, going through lifetimes and lifetimes of allowing our ego to control, and now we're making that journey from the ego to love, from our heads to our hearts. So as we're making this journey and this shift, everything that the ego has created has got to fall away, and we start seeing the truth. The veils are just falling now. We're seeing the truth of things, and it's how we react to those truths, and if we allow them to be without getting entangled with anger or fear or whatever, when we just allow it to, these veils to fall away, and see that everything is happening as it should, and that this light and these light codes from Sirius are now entering through our bodies and coming into alignment. And this light is so intense, and to rest. Don't try and force things. Don't try and project the light elsewhere. Just staying in and allowing it to come into each of our chakras, and allowing it to lift, bring in the divine intelligence that's needed at this time to help us to move in the right direction on our soul journey. So I'm asking the angels now for a message for us all during this time, and I will pull 3 cards, but I'll do a past, present and future. Ooh, there's the past, present and future, and I'll read the base of the pack as well, just for an overall message for us. So I'm asking the angels now to bring through any messages, a general reading for the collective, for us all. There we go. For us all, to help guide us through this time. So we have in past, present and future. There we go. There's the future. So we've got the past, which is, this is bothersome details. So in the past, we have backed ourselves in a corner by how we think about things and how we perceive things, and not feeling good enough, not having the courage to actually stand in our own light, allowing other people's opinions to actually keep us stuck. And now this is about letting all that go as we're making this shift into the heart center, and letting everything in this reality that we have actually created through our perception and our ego, allowing it to just fall away without fighting with it, without trying to hold on to it, without allowing ourselves to be backed into a corner by what other people's opinions are, all this is the past. Fives are challenges and changes do bring fear, or they did do in the past. So the present is 8, a desire to move on, from these blocks and these burdens, knowing that there's something greater that is happening on the planet. There's something greater. There's a divine essence, this beautiful energy, these beautiful Syrian light beings, and everyone who is connected to Sirius will be feeling this, will be feeling these upgrades and these activations, this DNA activation, and knowing that there's something far greater than what we can see, what we can feel. There's energy, powerful, beautiful, divine energy that is taking us on a soul journey. And our soul is now leading the way when we let go of all these perceived blocks of not feeling good enough, of those self-criticisms. When we stop all that, we then let ourselves move out the way, and our soul starts to lead the way, and it will only lead us to true happiness. We perceive we're happy now. We've gained material things that we thought would make us happy. We've got into relationships that we thought would make us happy and put expectations on and everything else. And once we let all that go and know that we are exactly where we are meant to be in this present moment, our soul is now stepping forward and leading the way, and we're trusting that. We're standing in faith, knowing that our soul is incarnated at this time, this amazing time of the evolutional, of the shift of the planet, of everybody on the planet, and we're all coming in and waking up to our soul journey, that we're here for a reason, and letting everything else go. And then we've got the 8 of fire, and this is events start to move fast. So where we've been blocking ourselves with the 5 of fire, we then step aside and let our soul lead the way, without our head going into some kind of overprotection or critical thinking. We actually come away from that, and we're moving into our hearts, realizing everything around us, this reality that our ego has built, has got to fall away. And it is allow it to fall away, allow it to dissolve, and follow your soul. And then things start to move really quickly. Things happening, exciting times coming, adventures come, because we drop the fear. We know that our soul will lead us exactly where it is we're meant to be, and allow it not to be overshadowed by our thoughts. So things starting to move now. We've been stuck in the past with the lockdown and everything else that's gone on the planet. Now we're starting to wake up to things of things don't actually feel right, and actually I'm going to start to follow my own intuition and what feels right for me, regardless of what anybody else may be saying or trying to project onto us. We're following what feels right for ourselves, what brings harmony into our being. And then this starts things moving and events, and this is like delays again. We got this card yesterday, the end of delays, things starting to move quickly. Once we come out of our heads and we make that journey into our hearts, letting the ego go. The ego is all about control, controlling us. From this lifetime we have been controlled through back through. So we're not just healing from this lifetime, we're healing from past lives as well of being controlled. But the ego wants to be controlled. And once we start to wake up to that, that is very limiting, that we can only receive so much joy or love because we're putting a limit on it, we're putting an expectation on it. Once we let go of those limits and allow our soul to just expand and to guide us, then life becomes limitless. All those delays fall away and we just go, because we're not fearful anymore. And then at the base of the pack we have the wheel. So the wheel, things starting to change. So where it's been, you know, the wheel's constantly changing, whether it's the seasons, whether we're going through good times and not so good times, the wheel always changes. And as we start to allow our soul to guide the way, things start to move quicker, and the wheel of fortune is starting to change and move in our direction. So as the wheel of fortune changes, we see things and things start to come into our reality that are so uplifting, and actually divine magic starts to enter into our lives. And when the wheel may turn to some challenges, we see through them, we cut through them. This light that's entering from Sirius is helping our chakras to come into the original vibration of the divine, our divine blueprint. And so we start to look at how we're thinking thoughts that are actually exhausting us, that we're trying to see into the future and answer questions that only God's got the answer to. And as soon as we start to let go of those, our crown, our mind is for creating the images, the beautiful uplifting visions. And when we start to change that, we connect them with the divine. Our crown connects with the divine, comes into alignment with it. When we start to see things that may be causing disharmony within, and then we stop to look at that disharmony and look through our third eye, and bring third eye, and we start to look at through the lens of love, we open up our third eye and bring it into alignment with the divine. Same with our ear chakras, being mindful of who we're listening to. If we're listening to any kind of gossip, if whatever is going on of a lower vibration, when we stop that and we bring our ear chakras into alignment with divine messages, so then we're coming into, we're bringing our chakras back into the divine blueprint. That our words, we speak the language of light, we speak words of love, that brings our throat chakra into alignment. Same with the higher heart, and our heart chakra come into alignment with each other and merge into that chakra of unconditional love. Then the solar plexus is the relationship with ourselves. So we become our own best friends and really listen to how we're feeling about things. Regardless of what anybody else is saying, we start to listen to ourselves. We start to trust ourselves. We let all that doubt go, and that opens our intuition up to become so clear and divinely connected. Same with our solar plexus, our relationships, looking at how we're thinking about our relationships. Are we having unkind thoughts about our relationships? And then, really listening to that, because that's something stuck in our sacral chakra. So then calling in, and I just had to look at the base. Behind that card was Archangel Gabriel, reminding us to look at everything from every different perception, that everybody is doing the best they can. that everybody acts in a way that they've been treated until they start to wake up and become conscious. So when you're around your sacral chakra, if there's any problems coming with relationship, call on Archangel Gabriel. And also inner child, Archangel Gabriel helps with any inner child work, any healing that we may have there, and help dissolve it. Offer anything in your sacral to do with relationships, your inner child. Offer it to Archangel Gabriel for healing and nurturing. And then into the root, that we're feeling supported. We're not fearing loss. We're not fearing that something's waiting around the corner to take all our joy away. We're actually knowing we are actually in full faith that we are always divinely supported. And when we truly believe that, we are always divinely supported. And this brings all the chakras in alignment with the divine essence of pure love, pure joy, pure faith. And this is the soul journey that's happening. We are coming into alignment with that, knowing that there's something far greater. There is limitless opportunities waiting for us, limitless possibilities when we let go of the ego that is limiting us and holding us in the 5 of fire. So we have 22, 27, 37, 38, 39, 40, 42, 43, 7. So 7, the cards come to number 7 again. The chakras, the mystical number, all this divine mystical energy coming from Sirius, coming through now, and we're ready and open to allow it to just penetrate into us without trying to manipulate it in any way. We are now connecting to the Christ consciousness that is coming through, and to try and manipulate that would tarnish it. Just open, absorb it, be open to receive it, being grateful, being so grateful that we are here and able and at a place of full acceptance now. So I'm sending so much love and healing to you all. If anybody needs healing, I'm sending that, knowing that whatever is happening in our lives, the wheel of fortune is forever moving, always moving, and know that wherever you are, things change so quickly. So I'm sending so much love and healing, and thank you for listening. God bless. Thank you.